The 10 most iconic NASCAR cars. Today, we embark on a journey through time and adrenaline, where every turn tells a story and every straightaway is a symbol of triumph and glory. These are not just cars. They are legends that have competed wheel to wheel with fate, engraving their names with fire in the pantheon of motorsport. This is a tribute to speed, courage, and human ingenuity. Welcome to the special feature of the 10 most iconic NASCAR cars. Number 10. Chevrolet Lumina. Especially in its NASCAR variant, it's an iconic piece in the history of American motorsport. Entering the racing scene in 1989, the Lumina quickly made a name for itself in the competitive world of NASCAR, becoming a symbol of speed, endurance, and triumph. The Chevrolet Lumina made its NASCAR debut in 1989, replacing the Monte Carlo. This change was significant, as the Lumina was designed with racing in mind, featuring improved aerodynamics and performance. During the early 90s, the Lumina became a dominant force on the NASCAR tracks. With teams like Hendrick Motorsports and drivers like Jeff Gordon behind the wheel, the Lumina achieved unprecedented success. Perhaps the most impressive feat of the Chevrolet Lumina in NASCAR is its string of championships in the Winston Cup, now known as the NASCAR Cup. From 1990 to 1994, the Lumina helped drivers like Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon win multiple championships. Beyond its victories, the Lumina was known for being a vehicle of technical innovations. Chevrolet used the NASCAR program as a testing ground to develop advanced technologies, many of which trickled down to their production vehicles. Although Chevrolet eventually replaced the Lumina in NASCAR with the Monte Carlo in 1995, the vehicle's legacy endures. Its impact on racing and its contribution to the development of high-performance automobiles are remembered and celebrated by racing enthusiasts to this day. Number 9. Buick Regal. NASCAR is one of the most thrilling and exciting motorsport competitions in the world, and over the years, various car models have left their mark on this competition. One of these models is the Buick Regal, a car that, although not as frequent as others on the NASCAR tracks, has had notable moments and has contributed to the rich history of the sport. The Buick Regal enjoyed its golden era in NASCAR during the 80s. During this period, the vehicle not only competed but also achieved significant results. Its aerodynamic design and powerful performance made it a formidable competitor on the tracks. One of the most notable moments for the Buick Regal in NASCAR was in 1981 and 1982 when Bobby Allison and Darrell Waltrip, respectively, won the Winston Cup Championship, now known as the NASCAR Cup Series, driving a Buick Regal. These victories underscored the Regal's competitiveness at the highest level of stock car racing. Buick invested in technical innovation to ensure that the Regal was a formidable competitor in NASCAR. This included engine adjustments and aerodynamic improvements, which not only increased speed and performance but also influenced the design of stock cars in general. Although Buick is not the most associated brand with NASCAR, the success of the Regal helped cement Buick's reputation in motorsport. The car was well received not only by drivers and teams but also by fans, who appreciated its design and performance. Although it has been a long time since the Buick Regal was a regular sight on the NASCAR tracks, its legacy endures. The vehicle is remembered for its innovation, performance, and the exciting moments it provided on the track, serving as a testament to Buick's ingenuity and competitiveness in motorsport. Number 8. Ford Fusion. The Ford Fusion has been a prominent competitor in the world of NASCAR, especially in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Since its debut on the tracks in 2006, the Fusion has left an indelible mark, thanks to its combination of aerodynamic design, power, and the expertise of the teams backing it. The Ford Fusion made its debut in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2006, replacing the Ford Taurus. Since its introduction, the Fusion stood out for its innovative design and adaptability to NASCAR's regulations in terms of performance and safety. Over the years, the Ford Fusion has accumulated an impressive number of victories in high-profile races. Teams like Team Penske, Roush Fenway Racing, and Stewart-Haas Racing have led the Fusion to victory on multiple occasions, including prestigious races like the Daytona 500 and the Championship Series. The Fusion has been an integral part in securing several NASCAR Cup Series championships. Notable drivers at the helm of a Fusion have clinched the series title, demonstrating the vehicle's competitiveness and reliability at the highest level of stock car racing. Throughout its history in NASCAR, the Ford Fusion has been a testbed for numerous technical innovations. From improvements in aerodynamics to advances in chassis and engine safety, the Fusion has been a pioneer in incorporating cutting-edge technology into the sport. The Ford Fusion bid farewell to the NASCAR Cup Series after the 2018 season, being replaced by the Ford Mustang starting in 2019. However, its legacy endures, being remembered as one of the most successful and iconic vehicles of Ford in NASCAR history. Number 7. Toyota Camry. The Toyota Camry in NASCAR represents a unique fusion of precise Japanese engineering and the pure thrill of American motorsport. Since its debut in the series, the Camry has left an indelible mark, proving to be not only competitive but also a constant contender for the championship. Toyota entered the NASCAR Cup Series with the Camry model in 2007. This move marked the beginning of a new era, with Toyota being the first Asian manufacturer to compete full-time in NASCAR's top category. It didn't take long for the Camry to prove its worth. In 2008, Kyle Busch led the Camry to its first victory in the Cup Series at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Since then, the vehicle has accumulated numerous victories on circuits of all types, from short ovals to super speedways and road courses. The Toyota Camry has been a dominant force in NASCAR, with multiple Cup Series championships to its name. Drivers like Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. have significantly contributed to this success, leading the Camry to the top of the standings in various seasons. Toyota has used its involvement in NASCAR to test and improve the technology of its vehicles. The NASCAR version of the Camry features advanced aerodynamics and powerful V8 engines, elements that demonstrate Toyota's commitment to innovation and performance. The success of the Toyota Camry on the track has been recognized not only through victories in championships but also through awards like the Manufacturers' Championship, which Toyota has won several times since the introduction of the Camry in the series. In addition to performance, Toyota has emphasized the safety of the NASCAR Camry. The ongoing collaboration with NASCAR has led to significant improvements in vehicle safety, benefiting not just race car drivers but also production models. Number 6. Chevrolet Impala. The Chevrolet Impala in NASCAR is a vehicle with a rich history and an impressive legacy of performance. This model has stood out on the NASCAR circuit, offering teams and drivers a reliable and competitive platform to compete at the highest level. The Chevrolet Impala was introduced to the NASCAR series in the 1950s, but it was its reintroduction in 2007 that marked the beginning of its most successful era in modern competition. Since its reintroduction, the Chevrolet Impala has accumulated an impressive number of individual race victories and has significantly contributed to several NASCAR Cup championships. Drivers like Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon have had outstanding seasons at the wheel of the Impala, dominating various circuits and accumulating victories that underscore the vehicle's competitiveness. Chevrolet has invested considerably in the development of the Impala for NASCAR, focusing on aerodynamics, engine power, and fuel efficiency. This dedication to technological innovation has ensured that the Impala is not only fast but also consistent and reliable across a variety of tracks and conditions. Behind the success of the Chevrolet Impala in NASCAR is a team of highly qualified engineers, mechanics, and race strategists. This team has been crucial in adapting the car to NASCAR's changing regulations and ensuring that the Impala's performance is always at its peak level. Although Chevrolet introduced newer models to compete in NASCAR in subsequent years, the legacy of the Impala endures. The lessons learned and the technologies developed during its time in NASCAR have influenced the design and engineering of later models, ensuring that the competitive spirit of the Impala lives on. Number 5. Hudson Hornet. It's not just a car, but a legend in NASCAR racing history, particularly known for its dominance on the tracks during the early 1950s. This vehicle, ahead of its time in terms of design and performance, left an indelible mark in the world of motorsport. It was the era of the fabulous Hudson Hornet, 1951 to 1955. During this period, the Hudson Hornet established itself as a giant on NASCAR tracks. With its robust construction and innovative design, the Hornet not only competed but often dominated races. Step-down design. The Hudson Hornet pioneered the step-down design, a feature that offered a lower center of gravity and significantly improved stability and handling on the tracks. This innovation was crucial for its success in racing. Twin-H power. The Hornet was equipped with a powerful twin-H power engine, enabling it to reach high speeds and deliver exceptional performance. This engine was one of the keys to its NASCAR success. The Hudson Hornet didn't just compete, it dominated. It won the NASCAR championship in 1951, 1952, and 1953, a testament to its technical superiority and the talent of its drivers. Drivers like Herb Thomas and Marshall Teague, known for their skill and bravery, were integral to the Hudson Hornet's success. Thomas was particularly successful, winning 2 NASCAR championships with the Hornet. Although the production of the Hudson Hornet ended in the mid-50s and the brand eventually dissolved, its legacy endures. The Hornet is remembered not only for its achievements on the tracks but also as a symbol of innovation and excellence in automotive engineering. The Hudson Hornet transcended the world of motorsport to become a cultural icon, even immortalized in movies and media, underscoring its significant impact on popular culture. Number 4. Ford Torino Talladega. It's an iconic vehicle in NASCAR history, representing a period when automotive engineering and competition merged to break molds and set new standards. It was introduced in the NASCAR series in 1969, a time dominated by the Aero Wars, an arms race among manufacturers to design the fastest and most aerodynamically efficient stock car. The Torino Talladega was a direct response to the need for increased aerodynamics in high-speed racing. Its elongated, smoothly sloping nose and modified rear end distinguished it from other cars of the era, significantly reducing wind resistance and enhancing stability at high speeds. The Ford Torino Talladega quickly proved its worth on the track. In 1969, its debut year, the Torino Talladega won 26 of the 54 races of the NASCAR Grand National Series season, now known as the NASCAR Cup Series, including a record of 13 consecutive victories. Beyond its exterior design, the Torino Talladega was equipped with powerful V8 engines, essential for its performance in races. These engines not only provided the necessary speed to dominate the tracks but also demonstrated reliability, a critical factor in endurance racing. Although its time in NASCAR was relatively short due to changes in regulations that limited the aerodynamic advantage of vehicles like the Torino Talladega, its impact was lasting. It set a precedent for the importance of aerodynamic design in stock car racing and paved the way for future innovations in the sport. Today, the Ford Torino Talladega is highly prized by collectors and motorsport enthusiasts. Its uniqueness, track history, and role in NASCAR's evolution make it a coveted piece of automotive history. Number 3. Plymouth Superbird. It's a gem in NASCAR history, a legend that combines bold design, innovation, and exceptional performance. This car, produced in limited quantity in 1970, was specifically created to dominate NASCAR racing tracks and left an indelible mark on the world of motorsport. It is recognized for its pioneering aerodynamic design. Its distinctive rear wing, seemingly defying gravity, wasn't just a style statement. It was scientifically designed to provide stability at high speeds, especially on NASCAR tracks. This wing, along with the conical, elongated nose, significantly reduced aerodynamic drag, allowing the Superbird to achieve impressive speeds. The Superbird's impact on NASCAR was immediate. With Richard Petty, also known as the King, at the wheel, the Superbird won numerous races and solidified its status as a dominant force. The combination of Petty's talent and the Superbird's exceptional capabilities was virtually unbeatable, leading to rule changes in NASCAR intended to level the playing field. Under the hood, the Plymouth Superbird was equipped with engines synonymous with power and performance. Options like the 426 Hemi and the 440 Super Commando were common. These engines, known for their power and durability, were capable of producing speed and acceleration that left the competition behind. Although its time on NASCAR tracks was relatively short due to regulation changes that limited its aerodynamic advantages, the legacy of the Plymouth Superbird endures. It has become a cultural icon, appearing in movies, video games, and as a coveted piece among car collectors. Its distinctive design and track history have made it a motorsport legend. Given its limited production and significant NASCAR history, the Plymouth Superbird is today one of the most valuable and sought-after classic cars. Well-preserved or faithfully restored specimens can fetch astronomical prices at auctions and private sales. Number 2. Dodge Charger Daytona. It's an iconic car with a rich history in NASCAR, America's premier stock car racing series. The Dodge Charger Daytona was introduced in 1969. It was specifically designed to compete in NASCAR and to improve the performance of the Dodge Charger on high-speed tracks. Its design included advanced aerodynamic features, such as a distinctive rear spoiler and a conical nose. One of the most notable features of the Charger Daytona is its high rear spoiler. This spoiler not only gave it a unique appearance but was also crucial for improving stability at high speeds. Additionally, the conical nose of the Daytona reduced aerodynamic drag, allowing it to reach higher speeds. The Charger Daytona stood out as one of the first NASCAR cars to break the 200 mph barrier, 320 km/h, on a track. This feat was achieved by Buddy Baker in 1970 at the Talladega Superspeedway, setting a speed record that stood for many years. The Daytona revolutionized NASCAR racing with its aerodynamic superiority. It dominated several races and led NASCAR to implement rule changes to limit the aerodynamic advantages of certain vehicles, including the Daytona. Although its time in NASCAR was relatively short due to changes in regulations, the impact of the Dodge Charger Daytona on the sport was lasting. It is remembered as one of the most innovative and iconic cars in NASCAR history. In addition, its design and success on the tracks have made it a highly prized vehicle among classic car collectors. Dodge reintroduced the Charger Daytona on several occasions as a special edition of its Charger model, paying tribute to the original with distinctive design features and performance enhancements. Number 1. Chevrolet Monte Carlo. It has a rich and prominent history within NASCAR and is considered one of the most iconic and successful vehicles in the history of American motorsports. It was introduced to NASCAR in the 1970s. Its aerodynamic design and powerful performance quickly made it popular among drivers and teams. During the 1980s and 1990s, the Monte Carlo was one of the most dominant cars on the track. It won numerous races and championships, solidifying its place in NASCAR history. Legendary drivers like Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jeff Gordon drove the Chevrolet Monte Carlo to victory on multiple occasions. Earnhardt Sr. won his 7th NASCAR Cup Series championship driving a Monte Carlo in 1994, while Jeff Gordon also secured several championships in the 1990s behind the wheel of this model. Chevrolet continually updated and improved the Monte Carlo to maintain its competitiveness. This included enhancements in aerodynamics, engine, and suspension, ensuring that the vehicle was always at the forefront of racing technology. The Monte Carlo has accumulated an impressive number of victories in the NASCAR Cup Series. Its reputation as a top-tier racing car was evident by the number of times it crossed the finish line ahead of any other competitor. Although the Chevrolet Monte Carlo was retired from production and its participation in NASCAR declined, its legacy endures. Its impact on the sport and its numerous victories are still remembered and celebrated by racing enthusiasts and experts.